Doing? I hope you had a wonderful week of trading. Okay, so in this video, I'm gonna do some review of what happened last week. Then we're gonna do a weekly analysis and I'm gonna teach you some things. Okay, so just stay tuned to the end because trust me, you're gonna learn something from this video. Okay, so if you're just joining us for the first time, please do like, share, and subscribe. All right, okay, let's get this started. All right, so last week I mentioned to you guys that we're still bearish on weekly. All right, we were still bearish on weekly. So as we're bearish on weekly, if we want that pullback to happen, we need to see 4-hour turn bullish, which is going to be the pullback, right? We need to see 4-hour turn bullish, then bearish for the sell, right? But did that happen this week? Nope, it didn't happen. We just opened up this week and price just started dropping. Just a little bit push and started dropping down. So let's look at the 4-hour and see what exactly happened, how it all started. So the week opened up here. It opened up here. Then look at 4-hour. So you can see 4-hour remained bearish as soon as the week opened. So if you missed this, because it happened in Asian section, right? Let's say you missed this. All you just have to do, you want to start trading from the fair value gap. If you're a fair value gap trader, right? If you're an ICT trader. But if, let's say, you're support and resistance and all that, you have to start from here, right? You wait for price to pull back into this, then you start selling from here, right? Because I have friends that are support and resistance trader. We're all the same thing. Understand? There's no difference. You just want to sell from high time frame key level. That's the only thing. So what happened again? I was expecting this low to get taken, but you know, NASDAQ, sometimes there will be an SMT, right? There will be an SMT because I actually took a sell from this level here. Here was the sell. Here was the sell. Added more sells here. Then this one took me out of break even because I held the trade, then went to sleep because it was already night in Cape Town. So when I came in the morning, I saw price as already, even before then, before morning, price has already pushed back up. So yeah, that was it. So there was an SMT between NAS and S&P 500. This is S&P 500. You can see here. You can see here there was an SMT. This one took out the low, but NASDAQ didn't take out the low. So that was why we pushed up on Friday. And one thing that you will always expect is that when price has just been selling all week, right? Though we have had this choppy price here, but it's nothing confusing if you know where your key level is at, because before price will shift, this will get disrespected first, then price will shift. All right, if it's being respected, then price will go for this low. But in this case, it didn't happen because there was an SMT. You can see S&P 500 took out the low, but NASDAQ didn't take out the low. So yeah, you always need to pay attention to these things. All right. So on Friday, what happened? How did we get into those buys on Friday? So on Friday, if you look at this, I actually missed this buy on Friday. I was looking at something else and got distracted and all that. So I missed the buy on Friday. But I made a video which I shared with my students, explaining to them how the buy happened. Okay, so let's just switch to one screen and see how we could have gotten involved in that buy. Let me teach you this buy. Let me do a review, then you can learn something from it. So this buy, right, we're bullish coming here. We're bullish. So you just have to assume that this low has been taken. I wanted to catch this buy from this low, but this didn't get taken. And I didn't see that SMT on time, right? I didn't see the SMT on time. I was just paying attention to my trades. So, but all that are mistakes, you know, we're growing. So you can catch everything. So I wanted this buy to take it from this low to this top, but it didn't happen. Okay, so if you want to get involved in the buy, seeing that, because you're going to assume that this low was taken, right? So whenever a low gets taken out, right? When a low gets taken out, when a low gets taken out, you want to see a fair value gap, right? You want to see a fair value gap, then a pullback into that fair value gap, then we buy. Okay, that's what you want to see. So that's exactly what happened here. We took out this low, then this fair value gap. This is where you're going to take your buys from, and you want to wait for the Q zone, either London Q zone or New York Q zone. You want to wait for that to take your trade. Okay, unless you want to catch it from this low because you're expecting it, then you start seeing those reversal. But more comfortable buy is going to come from here. So how did this happen? Let's cut back here. So when you go on 5 minutes during London section. Okay, so when you go on 5 minutes, this happened during London section from 3 a.m. New York time. 3 a.m. So mark out your 3 a.m. on the chart like this, and you be patient. Patient and wait for price to come to it. Then give it that sign that it wants to buy. All right. So as you can see here, right now, some might see this as might see the market structure shift or CISD, whatever you want to call it. But for me, I always want to see a fair value gap, possible inversion fair value gap. So here there was nothing. Then let price still do its thing. Okay, you can see price push down a little bit more. But here, what can you start seeing from here? You can start seeing that we started having the inversion from here. So that it's where the move it's gonna start from. So you start targeting these highs all up here. Okay, these are gonna be your targets. So let's see how we played. You can see hit the first target, and continue pushing throughout the day. Throughout the day, this price pushed up throughout the day. Why? Because it's coming from a fair value gap. So remember what I always tell you guys. You can see how far the price went, right? Went till this level here. That was a massive move. It was a massive move. The New York section came and gave a continuation trade from this level here. So because this is going to be a breaker, if you go on a higher time frame, this is going to be a breaker here. We have a massive breaker here. Breaker, support and resistance. So when price pulled back to it and it kept on pushing, swept liquidity, gave another breaker. So if you're a support and resistance trader, breaker, it's also like a support. It's like breaker is also support and resistance. You understand? So all these things are just name being changed. Okay. So this is why I'm saying this is that for you to I always say this, that no matter what no matter what strategy you're trading, right? As long as you're going with the market's order flow, you're good. You're good to go. As long as you're not trying to trade against the trend, you're okay. All right? You're not trying to trade against high time frame trend, you're okay. So you can see price kept on pushing and pushing. So I got involved in this sell here. Then I got involved in this buy here. All right? There were just some reasons for that. So anyways, but this was a trade. This was a trade that you could have taken on Friday. If you missed it out here, you can catch the continuation from here. So anyway, so let's look at NASDAQ and see what NASDAQ have for us this coming week. So let's start from weekly time frame. Let's get back to the weekly time frame. Hope you learned something from that breakdown that I did there. So as usual, we're just going to start from up here. We're just going to start marking out our levels. Okay, so we have this level here. Liquidity was swept, price is coming down. So what is this telling us? We bearish, a very heavy bearish. Okay, so if we're bearish from here, we'll be looking at these lows for a long term. All right, we're looking at these lows for a long term. So now, if price wants to continue going lower, where do we expect price to respect and don't disrespect? I expect price to respect this last fair value gap to show us that the momentum are still there. So this is going to be a breakaway gap. All right, this is going to be a breakaway gap. Any name, maybe I'm not calling it the right name, but it doesn't matter. I don't care about names. All right, but whenever I say this shows me there's a momentum. I want to go with the lower fair value gap. Let price leave this one open. Maybe sometime in future, when price pull back up, then we can use that to sell further. All right. So now, as I mentioned last week, if we want to start seeing that, if that pullback want to start happening, right? Because many traders are waiting for that pullback, this, that. So if we want to start seeing that pullback, what do we want to see on our time frame alignment? We want to see our 4-hour start pushing back up. All right. So if you're joining us for the first time, you can watch my time frame alignment video so that you can understand. All right. So that you can understand the time frame alignment that I always mention. All right. So we want to see 4-hour because it's 4-hour that will tell us that the pullback has started, not daily, not whatever. So it's 4-hour that will tell us that the pullback has started. So if we drop down to 4-hour, something that I mentioned earlier just now, that 4-hour has already taken out its low and started pushing back up and created a fair value gap. So we have an SMT here. We already have an SMT here. Okay, we already have an SMT, and we already have that fair value gap pushing price up. Right? So this price now that is pushing up, we want to see it continue till it get here. Okay, so it's going to be a very simple week, but the buy is not going to be easy one. It's not going to be, it might be smooth and all that, but it's a pullback trade. Okay, so we shouldn't expect, oh, it's going to start flying, but it can happen. All we just want to do is that we can be patient and wait for price to get here. Then we can look for 4-hour to turn bearish, and we find ourselves swinging this till this level here. Okay, so this is what I have for you guys this week. So always remember, I'm not a financial advisor, right? So if you must trade exactly what I said, you should contact your financial advisor so that they will advise you on what to do. All right, so this is it for this week, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you wrote down something. All right, so I will speak to you again next week. And if anything changes, because price might decide to come and disrespect this level and keep going up, or something might change. So if anything changes, I'm going to update those that are in my Telegram free channel. So if you want to join my Telegram free channel, the link will be in the description. All right, so enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will speak to you again soon. Peace.